Joomla into your web server. So I'm going to be looking at installing Joomla onto my HostGator website. So the first thing you're going to do is come to download the Joomla installation from the main Joomla website, which is here. Download the package. I've actually got another tutorial that shows you exactly how to do this, so take a look at that first. Download the package and install it on your web server. So now that you've done that, if you go to your web server address, which is the one that you've installed your installation in, and it should start up with this page here, an installation page, and you just click next to select your language. It does a pre-installation check and everything should be yes up here on the top. A couple of things should be on here and the rest should be off. It should set up automatically. If it doesn't, leave me a message and I'll take a look, but failing that, just click next there, read all this license, just click next again, and you'll come up to this screen. This is the database configuration screen. Now, the first thing you have to do is actually realise that the database configuration screen matches up with the settings that you set up in your database, in your hosting package. So the first thing you have to do is select MySQL. Now, don't leave it on MySQLi, because I isn't really a database, it's just a set of settings which act like a database. So stick with the database, MySQL. This stays as localhost, which it will automatically show. Now, this is the bit that sometimes can be a bit confusing for people. What you need to do first is once you've done that, come into your host package, and what you're going to do is, let me just find out where it is. In your main hosting package, there'll be a link that's got databases, and it's MySQL databases you want to click on. Now, you put a username in for the database, and let me just see. I've already picked my username, and it's just really a short abbreviation of the website that I'm doing. That's the way that I like to do it, because you can only put in something like 8 characters. So there we go. I've put the database name in, so I can. Oh, not yet. I create the database first. Right, now it says added the database, and it'll tell me the database name. Right, so I'm going to just now copy that and paste it down here in the bottom part where it's got database name. So I'll put that in there. Now I'll go back. Now you look for the database that you've set up. You can see that it's in current databases here, so I can see that there's the one that I've set up. Now the next thing I have to do is add a user. So all I'm going to do is take the same name. This is what I like to do to make it a bit easier. You can change it if you want, but this is what I like to do. I like to just put the same name for the database, so that makes it easy to match up for the reason that you'll find out just in a moment. And then you put in your password. Now let me just pause this because you'll see my password. Actually, what you have to do is now click create user, and then a screen with the password will come up. After the screen with the password comes up, just click back to get back to this screen, and you'll find now that you've got two things. You've got a current user, and it should be the user name that you've just set up. So here's my username, so I'm just going to copy that, and I'm just going to now paste that into username on the Joomla installation, and the password will be the one that you've actually used, which is the one that we just put in. Now there's one last step to do before you click next, and that is that you have to actually assign the user to the database. So what you do is come up to this bit, which is add user to database. Select your database and then select the user. The reason I like to put the username the same name as the database is for this reason, is because they both match, and when you can see they both match, you know you've got it right. So now you just click add, and it'll bring up a screen for SQL account maintenance user privileges. Now this user should have all privileges, so click on all privileges and make changes, and it now tells you that it's done that. So now you can go back, and now you can see that it's actually showing the database name, and it's got the user there in this bit. So that's you done on this side of the screen, or on the host package. So if you come back into your Joomla installation, if I click next, there, no issue at all. Just takes you on to the next screen. So we've got FTP configuration. Now I don't normally ever use these settings because I log into the root of my FTP server and I can get access to my website via that. But if you want to just specifically log into or allow access to your single website, then this is where you would actually set things up. Now I don't know much about setting this part up, to be honest, because I don't ever use it. But it should be easy enough if you know FTP things. If you don't know that and you're happy with what you've already got set up, like myself, then that's fine. Just click next. Now then it'll ask you for your site name. So I just usually copy and paste that from the URL at the top, and then it'll ask for your email, and I'm going to set that up as my email, and then I'm going to put in a username and a password, because this is your login details into your actual Joomla administration section. So whatever you put in here is what's going to be your Joomla login. So let me just put these in and then move on to the next screen. So there we go, I've just clicked next. On the previous screen there was a section that you can make like a dummy installation of Joomla, so it makes some articles and sets things up for you. If you're new to Joomla, I would recommend doing this on your first installation, because that way when you log into your administration you can have a look to see how Joomla works, and it's a much quicker way to get the hang of it. So you can just click the default details about pre-filling your Joomla installation. Now once you've done that and you click next, you'll come up to the screen which just says that Joomla is installed and you want to remove your installation folder. So just click on that, and that should be it, successfully removed. And now if we take a look at the website, there we go, it should bring up the Joomla homepage. Now to access the administration section, you just put /administration and / again. Oh, hold on. Sorry, my mistake. You just put administrator. You don't put administration, it's administrator. So that brings you up the screen for your administration login, and then you just put in your details of your username and your password, and then you just log in from there. One thing I would recommend as well, which I didn't point out earlier, is that when you put all your details into your database and your Joomla installation, write them down on a bit of paper or something, or find some effective way to store them, because you might get asked them again, or you might need to use them again sort of in the future. So yeah, that's Joomla installation. Hope that makes sense, and if you've got any questions, just leave me a message in the comments section. Thanks for watching.